whatever they throw at me, brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra. Walk with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip to the islands. We up on the jet, we'll do more than just fly on it. Stand on that hill, you gon' die on it. Boom. Baby, I'm not one of them, you should try on it. Miss me with all that, I'm on it index. Whip this up, I send you back to your ex. But good luck with that, this is big as it gets. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. Give them a name to remember. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever. Yeah. Oh shoot, they don't let me shoot a whole clip. Firepower in this coalition. We just turned the field into a demolition. It was desolate, but I had premonition. I was training for war, every exhibition, every extra mission, every enemy listening. Get off my I got bad intentions. Make it right every wrong, and I'm back with a vengeance. I show you the ropes. Peace in my town, I can show you the coast. Up in the shots if they wanted to smoke. If you know, then you know. Suited up.
What's up, Twin Cities? Welcome to Miss Margaret Live in the morning. You know, we had to do a part two. We had to do a part two because we just had so much to talk about yesterday and I could not fit it all in. Okay, and I'm trying to see what time works best for y'all. Okay, I'm doing this for you, y'all. I'm doing this for you. Okay, I'm dabbling with the time. I know I was doing 7. Okay, you hear me sniffing too. I got a cold or something. I don't know. You know, yesterday I was sniffing. Here I go randomly. And I was like, y'all, I just want to let you know. And I was on camera too yesterday. And I was sniffing. And I was just like, now just let you know I'm not sniffing because, I'm like, doing some type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, in 2024, you got to put disclaimers out like that. Now, not that I really, because I definitely do not judge, do what you do. But I just had to clear that up for the people. So you can probably hear I'm kind of stuffy. I got a cold, but that did not prevent me from coming back. Okay, because I had to bring out the news. I had to bring out a tea. Okay, so as I said yesterday, we had so much to talk about. And just between yesterday and today, there has been so much that has gone on and happened, okay? Because we got to talk about this stuff. Okay, now I was actually going to start talking to y'all about Gypsy Rose. And if y'all caught the docu-series that was on last night, on Lifetime, I still got it pulled up here on my dang on phone. What's this called? The Prison Confessions of Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Okay, I was watching that. Really wasn't going to, but we're going to talk about it a little bit. Okay, we got to talk about Taraji P Henson is not taking her foot off of people's necks. Okay, she is out here. She is letting y'all know. Okay, she is not done exposing what is going on out here in Hollywood to Black people in Hollywood. Okay. We got Dr. Claudine Gay. I really need y'all to pay attention to this headline. Dr. Claudine Gay, she is now the former president of Harvard. She resigned earlier on this week. Okay, and that was definitely a big headline. Minnesota, we got a lot going on. Did y'all know about this marijuana drug testing pilot thing they got going on? I thought about when I was out at Target this morning. Y'all, I'm trying to figure out how I went to Target and started off. I went in there for 3 items, and then and walked out with $68 something worth of groceries. It don't make no dang on sense. It don't make no sense. Okay, so anyway, it's also one who got pulled over and made me think, oh, right, I did see something about this marijuana thing. Y'all probably like, well, how did that make her think of that? Okay, don't worry about what made me think about that and what I may have had in my car. Okay, so I had to go home and I had to look it up and see what's going on. So I figured y'all want to know what's going on too. And I done told y'all yesterday that we got a lot of stuff going on with this whole Minnesota restraint law when it comes to students in schools, okay, and these people who already want to take stuff back, okay, and repeal language that protects students in the schools from being, placed in a dang on chokehold. Anyway, we also got weather and traffic and the whole 9 yards. Okay, but first I had to start off the show with an important message, okay, because it is Capricorn season. But ooh, I'm gonna add in applause and stuff. Ooh, y'all, I'm Ooh, this cold is whooping me. Okay, but it's Capricorn season. Okay, and Mr. Steve Harvey, who you gonna see in a minute. He's a Capricorn too. He's a Capricorn too. And I just felt like I saw this message and I was like, it's the truth. So I thought I'd come here and share it with you. Shout out to all my Capricorns in the house who are watching. Okay, see, now I didn't make this up. I didn't say this, but it's the truth. So don't be mad at me because it's the truth. That's what we do. That's what Capricorns do. We tell the truth. Okay. Just listen to what the man had to say.
Capricorns is one of the most powerful signs in the
okay,
zodiac.
Period.
Christ's birthday is on December 25th. That makes him a Capricorn.
Okay.
Now, I don't know who you got, but we got Jesus.
Okay. How you gonna top? You can't top that. You can't top that. You can't top God's son. I'm just saying. We got and I claim very few December caps. We different. December caps are not the same as January caps. Okay. I'll give it to December caps. December caps, I feel like do have a little bit more of a kind of like lighthearted maybe side or whatever, but I think but as January caps, we the real caps, we the caps through and through. You know what I'm saying? We the caps that we gonna keep. We ain't letting nothing slide, not the cha-cha slide, not the electric slide, sliders, nothing. Ain't letting nothing slide. Okay, December caps, they might let little stuff slide. I'm just saying I didn't make the rules, okay? But gee, let me let y'all hear that again, okay? In case some of the people who just came in here and missed the important message, okay, of the day and of the season. Like I said, I didn't say it. I didn't make the rules. I didn't make the chart. I just, you know what I'm saying? I just happened to be born when I was born, and by the grace of God, okay, he made me a Capricorn. Okay, well, listen, this we're gonna go on to the news.
Capricorns is one of the most powerful signs in the zodiac. Christ's birthday is on December 25th. That makes him a Capricorn. Now,
just saying.
I don't know who you got, but we got Jesus.
Okay. Okay. Y'all, I know that's enough of that. Okay, I know y'all didn't come here to hear about Capricorn greatness. Okay, but again, that's just what we do, and that's just who we are. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get further on into what we gotta talk about today. Of course, we gotta look at and see, what's going on in our weather and our traffic report, because where you going? Like it says, like where you going if you don't know what you gotta wear, how to dress, all that type of stuff. Okay. So let's take a look on here at what's going on in our weather report. Okay, it is about the high today. Okay, well, the high today is 33 degrees. It's gonna be cloudy, y'all. It's gonna be cloudy for the entire weekend. I'm not even gonna hold you in like, oh, it's gonna be we're not expecting sun until closer to my birthday. Ha! You're welcome. Actually, on MLK Day right now it's predicted to be sunny, 10 degrees, but sunny. Okay, we're gonna stick with a positive. All right. So 33 degrees. What is that? It's this cold, y'all. It's this cold. And it's also because my mind's like, this is some BS. Why you didn't want to say it? My mouth don't even want to say the words out loud because they know it's some BS. Okay. Today, 33 degrees. Okay. 29 degrees is a high tomorrow. 32 degrees is a high on Monday with about a 40 chance of snow. Lord Jesus, we can push through. Okay, that's what you got. Remember when El Rocky said that's what's going on in your neck of the woods? I only am reporting the neck of the woods. Okay, I ain't got to the point. Okay, you know what I'm saying? To be reporting all over the nation. I want to. We ain't that point yet. Okay, so just be happy with what you got. Be happy with what you got. Okay, and that's really the theme here. I go on my rants in life and stuff too. Last year, shout out to my best friend. It's her birthday today. Shout out to my best friend on Facebook. Her name's Lena Cole. I'm not gonna say their whole government because but anyway, shout out to her. Actually, it's kind of funny because she, along with a lot of people I know, had to take their full government off Facebook because they work in the medical field. People with patients be trying to find them and stuff. Child. So anyway, shout out to her. Every Capricorn has a Capricorn best friend. There's so much last year she and I would have conversations. I'd be like, you know what? You gotta accept what you can do, accept what you have. You know what I mean? And really focus on those things instead of getting caught up in what you think you should be doing, what you think you should have. You know what I mean? Because that's how you F up and forget to be grateful. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people who wish they had the things that you're complaining about. Okay, y'all didn't come here for that. Maybe you did. Let's go on into our traffic report. Okay. Time to look at that traffic because, like I said, where you going? Where are you going if you don't know what's going on the roads? Honestly, when I looked at the traffic report not too long ago, the roads were clear. The roads were all clear. The roads were clear. I mean, like I said, the roads were clear. The roads were all clear. And so you shouldn't really be expecting anything. But let me just go to the official traffic report, courtesy of 5. My bad, y'all. This whatchamacallit, this cold got me all discombobulated. But anyway, so shout out to this is 511mn.org. Anyone can actually really go to the website, and you can find all different types of traffic reports and stuff. And so I really like it. It's pretty straightforward. And I don't, there's really not a lot going on, but let's just take a look and see if there's anything, any type of reports. Okay, so if you're on I-394 westbound, there is a report of a crash. There is a crash at the entrance ramp from Lindell Avenue. So you can look out for that. Let's see if there's anything else that I'm seeing. That was as of 9:55. It's not that long ago. So yeah, if you were out that way, I would definitely suggest just being on the lookout of that for wherever you are traveling to today. Okay, let's go ahead and get into what's going on. We got to get into the local news. And actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and put up our question of the dang on day. Let me go ahead and put up our question of the dang on day, because for the most part, and you know what, if you're tuning in right now, I'm going to give you a chance because people get kind of slow. So if you're tuning in right now and you share, you comment on the stream and you share this live, I'm going to enter you into a chance to win a gift card to either Caribou or Starbucks. And the reason at first it was Starbucks, then I saw someone say something today about that Starbucks, this is alleged, I ain't say it, this person said it, was allegedly supporting, I don't know, the war and everything that's going on in Israel. Y'all know on this channel I really stay away from that because I ain't got time for y'all to be canceling me because I said something wrong. Okay. But for those of you who are tuned in, we're going to have our question of the day. Was Katt Williams wrong for airing out fellow Black comedians on Club Shay Shay? It is Club Shay Shay, right? Did I add a Shay? But the reason why it was interesting to me is because for the most part, I saw everybody saying, pretty much that they were on his side. You know what I'm saying? They were like, they didn't, they felt like, Katt did the right thing, blah, blah, blah. No wonder my stream ain't going out to the public. Why did my stream do that? That he did the right thing, yada, yada, yada. And so, and thought the people who he aired out got what they were supposed to get. But then I saw someone say, and I was just, like I said, I was kind of just surprised at this because they said that they felt like, he was clearly, needs to let it go. And he's, got all this anger and yada, yada, yada. So I was like, I was surprised by that. And then, of course, and we'll get into this later on, other comedians that he was airing out, you know what I'm saying? Kevin Hart, who was it? Faison. I think he, Ludacris, which I didn't even realize he was talking about Ludacris. I feel like when this first started, and whomever else, what was, basically kind of saying the same thing. Oh, he's just being pathetic. That's just sad. Da, 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 da. So anyway, my question to you is, was Katt Williams wrong for airing out, all these comedians on Club Shay Shay, talking about them stealing content, talking about this, talking about that? Was he wrong for doing that? I mean, I feel like the fact that it's been going on for a long, 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 long time, and he ain't said all this yet, I don't feel like he was wrong. He been sparing y'all. Now, whether or not it was necessary, I don't know. I really got to watch the interview because I don't even know how we even got on that dang on topic. Okay. I'm just saying. So anyway, drop down in the chat. Was he wrong? Was he right? Is, whatever. Drop a heart. If you say no, drop a like. If you say yes. Okay. Y'all already know how I feel about it. So we really don't even need to readdress it. Okay. But I'm curious if you engage, participate, okay, you have a chance to win your choice of a gift card to either Caribou or what did I say? Caribou or Starbucks. And let me know too if y'all have heard this rumor about Starbucks, allegedly being some type of supporter, backer of what's going on in the war. I don't know. I haven't heard that. And a lot of stuff happens. I remember when, everything happened here when George Floyd was unalive by that idiot Chauvin. And there were so many rumors about, oh, this franchise actually supports, the KKK, or this franchise supports efforts that support this and this and that. So, it's like really gotta be careful what we throw out there. But let me know if you've heard it. Shoot, I'll look into it. Okay, it's like I said this morning when I was out at Target spending money that you need to spend. I saw someone get pulled over, which made me, well, to be honest, made me be like, oh, what the hell do I got in the car? Because I mean, I got nothing like that. The stuff, the stuff that little what's the residue or what I do had is legal now. Okay, but you just, you can't trust the police. Okay, so I was like, that was my first thought. And I was like, oh yeah, didn't I see that article, under similar circumstances to what I'm talking about, saying that they were doing some type of new testing or some weird like that or whatever. In the state of Dongan, Minnesota. Okay. And so drop down in the chat if you are just tuning in. Let us know where let me know. Us. Okay. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Okay. Anyone who drops down the chat, any form of engagement, especially if you share the like, okay, I'm going to enter you into a giveaway to get a Starbucks or Caribou gift card. And like I said, I just was talking about, I heard some rumor that Starbucks was allegedly involved with supporting the war that's going on right now with Israel and Palestine. Like I said, y'all know I stay far away from all that because I refuse to get canceled or for saying the wrong ish. So that's why I'm giving you an option, because I don't know if that's true. A lot of times, like I said, when a lot of stuff like this happens, all types of rumors and stuff are thrown around. But if you've heard that, let me know. Let me know. Okay, so as I said here, I saw this yesterday, and I believe this was actually NPR News that had reported on this. This is coming soon to Minnesota roadways, oral test for marijuana, other drug use by drivers. So let's say the "and," but that's basically what it should say. So what you're probably thinking, well, I don't know what you're thinking, actually. So basically what's happening is this is actually a pilot program that is like going to be taking place starting this month. This is actually a series. There's a lot of pilot programs right now because of all the different legislation and everything that was passed during this last legislative session, the 2023 session. And we had this monumental session because we had the trifecta where, you got the House is a dang on, Democratic. The Senate is Democratic. The governor is Democratic. You know what I'm saying? So we were able to get a lot of stuff done that wasn't able to get done in previous years. And one of those things is making marijuana, recreational marijuana legal. Now, just like with anything else, same with alcohol, you can't be out here, high as ish, driving. You can't be out here, doing whatever and being disorderly. You know what I mean? I mean, there's certain things you can't be, under the age of 21 to purchase, even though Minnesota, we got to step up the dispensaries. Y'all are stressing me out because I don't understand how when I was in Missouri and they had just had their stuff legal for just a few months and they had it together. We barely got ish going on up here. Anyway, we could talk about that for a different day. So what I discovered is that this is actually part of a pilot program. Okay. And what they're doing is that throughout starting this month, okay, law enforcement officers will be rolling out this pilot testing, this new it's this new oral testing device that could test for multiple drugs, but particularly marijuana. And this is a really hot and topic. I almost said high topic. Shoot, it is a hot topic. It was high up my priority list because I was like, what y'all mean? Because I knew they was going to start doing some BS. But basically, now that, this is just 5 months after, of course, we just had, marijuana legalized for possession, use, and you can grow it at home. And so, what this particular test is, what's supposed to be, is it's supposed to actually be used to collect data. Okay, used to collect data is what they're saying. And what's supposed to occur is that, and these tests are also they're voluntary and are said to be administered much like a breath test, that's used to determine a person's blood alcohol concentration. Now, here's the thing, though. So, what happened? The thing about it is, if you take this test, they can't arrest you. And it's not even admissible in court. So what it says here in this article, it says if a driver gets pulled over for suspicion of driving while intoxicated, an officer can first conduct the breathalyzer test. Okay, if they rule that out, they can now ask them to participate in a field test that can include taking an oral fluid test that could show the presence of a handful of drugs in their system. Now, as I said, though, the results won't be admissible in court. You can't be used to arrest nobody. Okay. And the officers conducting the stop allegedly won't be able to see the results during the course of the stop. So you might be like, so what the hell? Why are we even doing this? Why are we even doing this? If you know what I'm saying, y'all, but what is the point? So what this says is that the hopes of this is that by the end of the year, law enforcement groups will have this concrete data that they can share with lawmakers, outlining the need for additional tests, and a law change that allows them to be used in collecting evidence. So basically, to make it so that, to show that, hey, when people are out here and this stuff is happening, a lot of them are, under the influence of other drugs, and therefore we need to be able to use this test. I also feel like, though, that this is also a way that they want to be able to further criminalize. Now that marijuana has been made legal, they want to find a way to be like, okay, no, we got to find some way to actually crack down, and in hopes that more people will be out, I guess, high as hell, and that they can, eventually, once this is able to be used in court, lock more people up. That's what I feel like is really going on here. Now, I guess that in Michigan, they did a data pilot. They did a pilot program as well, and the data from their program showed that 24% of the tests reported positive for drug use. And that it wouldn't have come up as positive in a standard, I guess, drug test. But so yeah, let me know what you think about this. Do you think this is something that is just, for research purposes only? You know what I'm saying? Or you think this is something where it's like they trying to be on some funny stuff and trying to find more ways to, criminalize people, even though we've now made this law. Now, again, like I said, obviously you can't be out here high as hell, you know what I'm saying, doing crazy stuff. You can't be out here. I mean, it's the same thing as with alcohol. But it is interesting now that they're doing this at this time. And like with a lot of things that you see, it's like, okay, we passed this, okay, but now how can we somehow still make this criminalized in ways where, yeah, anyway, y'all get what I'm saying. Okay. Another thing that I saw here too that I was thinking about this morning, when I was saying how that made me think about this, was I kept seeing this thing about this new flag law in Minnesota. And what I'm gonna say, just judging by the timing of all this, y'all really rock with me on Fridays during the week. I see that. But anyway, this child, I done made the thing too big. Hold on, y'all gonna see my little. Yep, y'all seen the magic. Okay, so Minnesota has this new red flag law that goes into effect. Okay. It actually already went into effect earlier this week. And I kept seeing this red flag law. And actually, Governor Tim Walz had talked about it basically the same day that he was talking about how the restraints, okay, this 1218.58 statute, okay, that provides the language that protects students from being put into harmful restraints, okay, unless it is absolutely necessary, meaning they are going to cause physical harm to themselves or to someone else. And I'm gonna leave it there. So basically, what this this new red flag law means that it means that if a Minnesotan possesses a significant threat, a judge can now temporarily stop them from having a gun. This is according to CBS News, that you can actually see. Well, actually, CBS WCCO News, that you can actually see that little image there. It says that these legal orders are called extreme risk protection orders. Okay, so to further go on, it says that the request to a court that someone loses their access to guns can only come from a family or household member or a chief law enforcement officer or city or county attorney. The Department of Public Safety's website says extreme risk protection orders, quote, are, quote, a proven way to intervene before an incident of gun violence, such as a firearm suicide or a mass shooting. And this is a way to intervene before that occurs, or it takes more lives, obviously. Now it also says here there are two kinds of orders a judge can grant. A long-term order lasts up to a year and only comes after a hearing where the person in question can dispute that they're a risk. An emergency order goes into effect immediately without a hearing and lasts for 2 weeks. Now there are some people who criticize this and saying that this is someone who was actually from, where is he from? This is Kevin Vick, who was quoted here. He's from the Barrel Gun Club. And he says, none of us want anybody who should not be in possession of a firearm to possess one. But, here we go. But we want to make sure that it is done with due process, and there is the tension. There's going to be the tension between public safety and individual rights, and that's where the argument comes in. Y'all really be killing me with stuff like that because y'all don't even be doing due process when you be giving these MFers a gun in the first place. But y'all want due process to take it away. Make it make sense. And this actually, I talked about this with y'all a little while ago, and I was talking about a law that was taking place. And I don't know if this maybe is with the law. I don't remember it being called this. It's basically the same thing where, someone is under a protection order. And I know what that's like. I've had a file restraining order. I know what it's like to, and in the paperwork, it does ask you if you suspect if the person owns a gun. Now, in my thing, I said that they didn't do anything about that. But I had this report not so long ago. There was this law they were talking about that in that case, that the person who you're saying, okay, that they have this gun, that could be removed and taken away from that person. And so, it's just one of those things, this is, like I said, them to say due process. This is why we can't get it done when it comes to gun laws and stuff like that. You know what I mean? There was just like 2 reports of mass shootings earlier this week. Now, one ended up being false, but there was one that happened. I'll go look on. I'll talk about it when I come back to y'all, like on Monday or something. But there was one that was here that ended up being false out in Champlin High School, and there's another one I want to say like it was in Iowa or something like that. And y'all talking about due process? Where is the due process when you give these MFers a gun? And y'all hear my little notebook flapping because I didn't got mad. Okay, let's move on. We're going to move on. Okay, now this real quickly, okay, before I go into more of our kind of pop culture, celebrity news and everything like that. Okay, Minnesota. I'm going to say this once. I'm going to say it again. Now, y'all heard me. I was just talking about restraints, right? I was just talking about restraints, and y'all are not giving me what I need y'all to give me when I'm talking to y'all about these restraints. Ooh, look at me. I done put the camera. Y'all saw me look at a mess. I told y'all I'm sick. I told y'all I'm sick. Anyway, this is what I meant to add. Y'all saw what's going on behind the scenes. Anyway, this is what I meant to add. So I told y'all about this the other day, and like I said, I feel like I'm just not getting enough sense of urgency about this when I'm talking about this. So as y'all know, just last session, we passed a law that prevents student research officers, security officers, really anyone in a school setting of authority, okay, from what we call harmful restraints. So straddling a kid, putting them in a dang on chokehold, anything that's going to cut off their airway for one, and then cause like severe damage. We just got that passed. Okay, we just got that passed. Now in October, you saw that the Republicans were calling for a special session because they were saying that it was unclear, that the law was somehow unclear, and it's really not. I don't know what's unclear. It clearly states that you can't do this unless there is like the example they like to throw out there. They say it prevents them from breaking up a fight using physical force. That's not true. It allows them to use physical force if, again, a student is causing physical harm, okay, to someone else or themselves. It's very clear. It's very clear, but they want to trick you. They want to trick y'all and making it seem like it's not clear. Okay, it's very clear. So, anyways, so now, Governor Walz, like I just said, he was just on NPR talking about the red flag law. But he also was talking about the things that he said were basically going to be, he didn't use these words, but this is what it is. Because, I have to keep it real. On the chopping block for this legislative session, okay? And he said that there would be a, quote, tweaking, okay, a tweaking of this restraint law. And it really makes me sick. Not so long ago, we were happy about the fact that when it came to universal meals and there's all this discussion about it, being like taking up all this money in the budget, the Governor Walz was like, you know what, I'm not going to stand for this BS. And what's the word I'm looking for? Basically shut it down. I can't think of the word. You know what I mean? But find other ways, other things to cut in the budget that are not going to be harmful to children. Find things that you can cut that are, not going to take away from feeding children. That's just ridiculous. We got money. Do what you got to do. But when it comes to safety and this issue where just like universal meals, of course, we know that does affects a lot of marginalized communities. We know that when it comes to the students who are impacted the most by SRO violence, being suspended the most, expelled the most within our school system are Black and brown students. And let's just say Black students, you know what I'm saying? And so on this, though, is where he decides to ride the fine line and say, we're going to have a little tweaking so we can make it clear. Ain't nothing unclear about this dang law. Nothing is unclear. And I told you, y'all need to pull it up. Let me pull this up real quick. Because y'all know that I talked about this yesterday. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pull this up real quick because I know something wrong. Like, Margaret, I don't know what you're talking about anyway. Because if you're not like, in this life, as far as when it comes to legislation and stuff, a lot of this can just look like a bunch of alien languages. Speaking of that, what the hell is going on in Miami? I was like, I'm not going to take the time to look into it, but I saw there was some stuff going on in Miami. And so we're gonna, whatchamacallit. I can't even think for some reason right now. Look into that later. I told y'all I'm sick, so I kind of zoned out there for a second. So anyway, this is the 2023 Minnesota statute. And this says corporal punishment, prone restraint, and certain physical holds. Let me sneeze real quick. Man, I'm like, I really got a dang on cold. This is crazy. You know what? Let me go ahead and turn my music up a little bit because I forgot I had my music going in the background. Okay, but it's like the same dang on song over and over again, so I didn't think I wanted to hear that. But I like to have music going in the background when I'm talking and doing a show and that type of stuff. Okay, all right. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So this is the law right here. The fact that it starts with corporal punishment should be just become scary and stuff as it is. Okay, right here, okay, where it says the subdivision, okay, 2A, subdivision 2B, an employer agent of a district, including a school resource officer, security personnel, or police officer contracted with the district, shall not inflict any form of physical holding that restricts or impairs people's ability to breathe, restricts or impairs people's ability to communicate stress, pressure, or weight on people's head, throat, neck, chest, lungs to sternum, and let me go down here, back or abdomen, or result in straddling of people's torso. Okay? Now, actually, let's go back up here when this first starts, because it says definitions for the purpose of this section. Corporal punishment means conduct involving hitting or spanking a person with or without an object or unreasonable physical force that causes bodily harm or substantial emotional harm. This is really what we want to focus on, to this unreasonable physical force. And then also goes on, like I said, to for the purpose of this section, prone restraint means placing a child in a face down position. And it goes on even to say in this first part here where it says an employer or agent of a district shall not inflict corporal punishment or cause corporal punishment to be inflicted upon a pupil to reform unacceptable conduct or as a penalty for unacceptable conduct. Okay, now you could go, now this applies, okay, when there's not a threat to bodily harm, there's not some big fight breaking out, and where you may have to use a stronger physical restraint. What is confusing about that? That's the part that I think we all be confused about, is what is confusing. There's nothing confusing about that, okay? So what they're saying is that allegedly they're confused and that the law is not clear. And so therefore, that's why a lot of these human resource officers or these, had left, so they would not work in the schools, or these certain, entities took these officers out of the schools because they were saying it was basically that they were saying that they couldn't break up fights anymore, but they weren't able to prevent these things from these major incidents of violence from happening, which is just simply untrue. What we're saying is when it's completely unreasonable. You ain't gotta slam a kid to the ground because they don't want to get up from their desk or do something fast enough. So you call SRO, and the SRO comes, and y'all saw this. There's a whole documentary about it. What's it called? I'm blanking out, but I'm about to pull it up actually, because through my job we did a documentary screening and we found it. Because it's a documentary. Y'all remember that young lady who got thrown to the dang on ground on these grounds? That's what it's called. Maybe I'll try to do a virtual screening or something like that, and we could talk about that. Maybe we could do a virtual screening in Black History Month or something. And so we, that the young lady, she had an IEP, and she had certain measures in her IEP where, for her to be able to take this test, they were taking a test, and I think a part of it was she was supposed to have someone with her, an aide or someone helping her with the test. The teacher was not honoring her IEP, and so the young lady was like, I can't take the test. You know what I'm saying? The teacher calls us SRO. The girl has the dang on IEP, which she should be protected by. And it results in this, and she refuses to leave the classroom. She don't want to get up because she don't need to get up. And it's crazy because here is this teacher acts like this, the student who's causing this disturbance, but really is this teacher who's causing the disturbance. She's causing the disturbance. She would have done what the hell she needed to do. None of this would have happened. And then the SR comes down and ends up slamming the young lady, still in her desk. She picks up the whole damn desk with her in it, and ends up slamming it down because the young lady did not want to. She didn't want to move from her desk. When she had a right to, she didn't need to move from her desk. Okay, and so this is why we have these laws like this now protecting those students. So let me know. I'm gonna write that down. Y'all let me know if you want to do like a virtual screening on these grounds. I'm doing another live event, so I don't have time to pull together like a live one, but let me know. Okay, so let's move on here. Okay, we are definitely going to be doing this. It's nice doing this on a Saturday morning, just from like a time, you know what I mean? Like just a time standpoint of like having time to put all this together. But just, you know, a lot of people got stuff to do, so that's why I wasn't gonna do this on a Saturday. Okay, that's why you don't usually see a lot of shows on Saturday. So we're gonna go back to the other time. But anyway, we're gonna keep it pushing for the people who are here and the people who've been rocking with us. I really appreciate y'all. Hope we're getting some good news. We're gonna move on to some, like I said, of the news that has been more from a pop culture standpoint. Okay, but first of all, let me just take a quick little break here. We got some wise words from the late great Bernie Mac. Okay, I relate to all this. You know, we've been talking so much about people stealing content and people not giving credit was due, and people doing people wrong and stuff. And unfortunately, I can relate to that all too well. Okay, so. And I had to look this up because I was like, was Bernie Mac a Capricorn? Because he was giving me Capricorn vibes with this one, but he wasn't. He was a Libra. He was a Libra. Okay, but anyway, we're gonna listen to this real quick so I can take a quick break. Like I said, I got a cold, so I'm struggling. Okay, but I pushed through to give y'all the news. Okay, so you know, in light of all these people we talking about, as comedians, and Bernie Mac definitely came up in Katt Williams' interview. People done pulled the clip. Okay, take a look at this.
Do your material around a lot of comedians. That's like stealing in front of the police. They mean well, but they sit on the side. Ooh, that's funny. Next thing you know, you see it on the video or something. You be sitting at home. That shit's mine. You know, but ain't nobody gonna believe. First come, first serve. You know, so when you do new stuff, you never. I'm telling you, for you comments coming up, never bring your stuff out in front of a house full of comedians. You will never work a lot. Especially established comedians like myself, you never work a lot. Make sure you keep that. But I want that question to be asked on the couch. They be stealing your shit for real? Yeah. Do your material around a lot of.
Bernie Mac was funny as hell, man. Rest in peace to Bernie Mac. I used to love his show, America. He used to crack me up. In the faux confessionals that he was doing, America. He used to be so stressed. Okay. But honestly, that goes for a lot of things. That goes not just for comedy. That goes definitely in my lane. That goes for a lot of things. Y'all saw me. I talked a lot yesterday. I gave y'all 3 instances in when someone stole material from me, stole an idea. Okay. And I was going to give y'all them today, but I'm like, got a cold and stuff. So I just can't even go into it again. But as I said, I know how it is. I know how that is. I have, like I said, I've had people, like I said, you know, take content or whatever down to I'm gonna take not just the topic that you do, I'm gonna take the questions that you said. I had someone admit to me that they literally would just watch my show and then just do exactly what I did. They changed their name because of Miss Margaret Live. They you know, I mean, I've had someone, like I said yesterday, when I was like, I'm gonna do this public speaking workshop, and I brought them on because they were a public speaker, and it was like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this. We had talked about even doing it together, and I ended up having to postpone mine. And I just recently saw them featured in like Rolling Out or something like that. Had to postpone mine. Like, oh, why did you postpone it? I'm like, oh, I really want childcare. 2 seconds later, they post on their Facebook, what would y'all think if I did a public speaking workshop and offer childcare? Not even ask, okay, well, you know, I can actually provide that. Let's collab on that. Nope. They was like, oh, I'm going to take this. And so y'all can think that I brought this idea to the community. Okay. I had brought them on my platform to help them out, to promote their stuff. It's crazy. And so it's just people will do that. I told y'all about the other time where I had an entity, someone, I was gonna purchase a certain media entity, and I was telling this person, oh yeah, you know, I really want to do this, and I want to do this next year, and they were giving me all types of reasons on why it's not a good idea to do that. And then turn right around, and next thing I know, announcing that they went ahead, not only did what I was saying I want to do, but went ahead and got the exact entity that I said I wanted to get. So that's why I don't be announcing nothing before I do announce a very small group of people who know what I'm doing and know what's going on. I have an announcement of something that I do have coming up, and I'll announce that Monday, but y'all don't know who it's with, what it's called. Nada, okay? Because you could have the greatest intentions in the world. You can have the greatest intentions in the world, you know what I'm saying? And you're a type of person who you want to share. You're a type of person who, you know what I mean, you're not driven by ego, and so you're thinking, oh, I want to share these things, and think that you're sharing maybe things with people who are going to maybe give you certain advice, or who will be able to say, oh yeah, you should do this and do that, or want to help you. And little do you know, they turn right around and they just listen. Oh, that sounds great, that's great, because they want to snatch it. Okay, they want to snatch it. They want to snatch it right up from you. So that's why I've learned the hard way with that. I learned the hard way with that. And actually, it was funny because the person I was talking about, who was like, yeah, I take all your content and stuff. They had done an interview because they had got caught up for some other stuff, and they had done an interview and sat up there on their cell phone and was listening, shouting out all these people in St. Paul and all this and this and that. These people who allegedly, I don't know, whatever they did, come on the show and supported them. And I'm thinking, but you're not shouting out the main person whose ideas, content, questions, yes, all these things that you have built your show off of, that you allow people to think that you thought of. Okay, you're not giving the Black woman, of course, credit for none of that. None of that. That's why with some people, and y'all be acting like these people be the hometown hero, whatever. I'd be like, I can't. But like the earth sign that I am, and the earth sign that Katt Williams is, we type people, we just believe we just gonna keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna keep it pushing. Karma will take care of that. You know what I'm saying? We'll be better off than wasting our time blasting people, unless it's really, 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 really necessary. Okay, y'all gonna see my little Rolodex here. So if we're gonna talk about today, because I just did not feel like hopping off the screen. It's just easier to do it like this. I talked about this yesterday. Dr. Claudine Gay, she is the first Black president of Harvard University, and now the former, as she resigned earlier on this week. She, it was a lot of controversy and stuff. It really was a whole campaign. Let her and a lot of people tell it. And it's facts, this whole campaign to remove her from the seat by any means necessary. Now, the claims, of course, will be that it was due to these alleged complaints of plagiarism, and these complaints that this website, the Free Beacon Journal, a media website, whatever you want to call them, had put out all these, like over 30 up to now, I think 40 claims of this plagiarism. And some of the claims that I saw, y'all, were things where I was like, but I've heard someone else say that before. Like, how are you going to say that they took it exactly from this? Like, that's a common saying. And one of them, I think, was something, she said something about her family had driven her harder than she's ever driven her before, or drove her harder than she's ever driven her before. I'm like, I could hear 1,000 people saying that. Like, come on. Like Nene Leakes said when Kim was trying to say that BS on the reunion. And was trying to say that Nene had met Greg when he was married. Come on. Like, don't even try it. Anyway, and so this is really important, y'all, because I had read that there's other Black women who have gone to these positions of whether you're a president, university, dean, whatever, and have left within a very short amount of time. And this is one where it was actually a Harvard, one of the people who's backing this whole push out thing was a Harvard University alum, this white man, of course. And he was really driving this whole thing. But really, this started back in October when people were saying that she had made allegedly had made remarks that people considered to be reflective of, anti-Semitism and all these other things. And they were about about the war that's going on right now, and her remarks about condemning Hamas. And so it really started then and became this ripple effect. And then these complaints came out about her allegedly, having, content, whether it's in her dissertation or whatever the case may be, where she was plagiarized and used other people's content. But as she said, and actually, let me go ahead and pull it up here because I know I got it in here somewhere. Whereas she said, because she had done an op-ed that was posted in the New York Times, who follow this a lot, and CNN has a really good breakdown of all this. And she said, this is bigger than me. I know this is not just simply about some plagiarism, all that kind of stuff, because we all know if she looked closer to the background where that heading is in the article right there, okay, right here, this would have just been something that just kind of came and went. But that's not the case. So and so now what's interesting though about this is, even though she's resigning, she's going from what it sounded like going back to teaching. So she's good enough to teach, okay, which I would say has even a much larger impact, okay, of what's actually the fruits of, the products that are coming from Harvard University. She could do that, but she's not good enough to sit, as the head of president. So she's still good enough, you know what I mean? Because if we're talking about Harvard University and education, and if plagiarism is plagiarism, then why are they saying, okay, you can teach, but you can't sit up in this position? And I've had that happen to me before at a job, actually, where they were saying that because of some conversations that I was having with my coworkers, was like on our IM or whatever, that I could not be in this coaching position, but I could still work there. What? So I can't be in this coach position, but even in this other position where I was working, I was still coaching people. It was just a difference as far as what the position looked like, and how quickly I had, as a Black woman, gotten that position. So there was already grumblings about that. And then I had the audacity, this is where I messed up, but the conversation I was having was basically me calling out the BS. They didn't like that. It wasn't even that it was an inappropriate conversation. I wasn't cussing. I wasn't doing nothing. It wasn't anything that I was supposed to be doing at that time. I was still doing what I was supposed to be doing. It was really that I was calling out the BS. They didn't like that. So, you can't be this, but you could still work here, but just in this lesser, type of position. It's just ridiculous. It happens to Black women all the time. So I hate to see that happen. You know what I mean? And it's something that's gonna happen again, but I'm glad that she spoke out about it, and it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. But y'all want to know what the person looks like who's replacing her? Y'all ain't surprised. Y'all ain't surprised. Look at him. Of course it's him. Y'all are not surprised. Y'all knew it was going to be. They weren't going to let another one of us slip up in there. Okay, anyway, move on. Let's move on. Y'all know we got so much else that we have to talk about. Did y'all watch? And like I said, let me stop sharing my screen, okay? Because this is getting kind of ghetto for y'all to be able to see everything that I got going on in here. Did y'all see Gypsy Rose? The docu-series premiered last night on Lifetime. And, as I was saying, initially I wasn't really going to talk about this, but it's just interesting to me, the difference between how people view this story now versus how they viewed it when all this first came to be. So when this whole thing first came about, Gypsy Rose. Well, let me say this. When I saw this whole story came about Gypsy Rose Blanchard and Dee Dee Blanchard, and how Gypsy Rose and her man had conspired to unalive her mother, and that the story was not that her mother was abusing her, and that her mother suffered from what's good. And I don't know if they even called suffer, but that she suffers from Munchausen by proxy, Munchausen syndrome, and that, this is something that her mother was forcing upon her. Back when I first saw the story, like 5 years ago, and like I said, it's just interesting. I hate people be like, well, why were people saying something then and now they're saying this? Because that's just life, mother effers, obviously. There's a lot more in general that you can't get away with now, that back then it was like, whatever. And there was way more. We still have a lot of victim blaming, of course, but in this situation, the narrative was not that she was being abused. The narrative was that her and her mom were conspiring together. Okay, and that they together were tricking the country, were tricking the nation into believing that she was sick, and that she and her boyfriend, I'm talking about Gypsy, betrayed her mother by saying that, or by, conspiring to unalive her, right? It's also interesting now, and I definitely will encourage you, if you have Lifetime or whatever, to take a look at the documentary if you're into this kind of stuff, because I am, so I assume you are, because it definitely is interesting how now, of course, we're hearing, not interesting, but it talks a lot about the abuse, and it features so many people now advocating for her, whereas before the narrative was that they did this. This was a mother and daughter crime duo, okay? And she talks a lot in the documentary just about a lot of the details, how and when the wheelchair came into place. Her family's in there. It's interesting because her family talks about how Dee Dee was her mom's favorite, and that Dee Dee had this heart murmur, and so her mom would let her go outside and play a lot, and she kind of protected her, or kept her away from a lot of these things, and kind of the similarities as to how Dee Dee, did the same thing then to her child, but then also how in the end, towards, Dee Dee's mom's end of her life, she had a lot of hatred towards her mother. And I think that has a lot to do with what they talk about in the documentary, which is that Gypsy Rose saying that allegedly her grandfather actually abused her, trying to bleep some words out. And her grandfather, I've seen him in another special about this before. His wife was in that one. She wasn't in this one. And this did not come up. And they asked him, the producers asked him about Gypsy saying that. And at first, he was like, no, that didn't happen. The first time hearing that. He's very unmoved for someone who's being accused of actual abuse. But then as a producer kind of probes on and says, well, where do you think that that's coming from, or why is she saying this? And then he's like, I don't know, she was the one who was touching on me. What? So first you're saying, oh no, that's whatever. Now you're saying, oh well, actually I recall, I mean, there's crazy things that people say that they think make them sound not guilty, that make them sound guilty as hell. Now all of a sudden now it's that since 4 years old she had started, what I'm saying, touching him. We don't know how, we don't know whatever. And you would tell her, no, don't do that. Oh no, don't stop, but that was her. It was, just crazy, just craziness. Okay. And so the documentary, I got to the point where it's kind of getting into where they actually get to the conspiring of the case. But anyway, what I really want to talk about is damn Joy Behar. You gotta love Joy because she always gonna be the one. So in this clip, talking about just watch the clip. Just watch the clip. I can't even just watch the clip.
Please listen to me, heed my words, that you are not alone in this, situation. There are other ways out. I did it the wrong way.
No. Don't say that.
But I did. I did something wrong, and I paid my dues for it.
Oh, you mean that part?
Yes, the part of it,
yeah.
That part of it. Yeah.
Where are you going with this?
Yeah, no. So I did something.
Murder is wrong.
Yes, murder is wrong.
Like, Joy, what the? I don't know what Joy was thinking that Gypsy, was talking about. And then, of course, leave it to the lawyer, Sonny. Murder is wrong. Okay. First of all, Sonny had to clear that up real quick. She was like, y'all not about to be getting on us talking about we sat here and told this, that killing this white woman, unaliving this white woman was right. Okay. I know that's what Sonny was thinking. I know that's what she was thinking, but leave it to Joy. Leave it to dang on Joy. Child, it was... What did you think she was talking about? But anyway, watch the docuseries if you're into stuff like that. Because like I said, I am. It was really interesting. It'll be interesting to see if any other people come out with stories of their parents doing this same thing. Because at first, like I said, the narrative was not that she was the victim. It was that her and her mother were conspiring together. So at first, when I saw these reports about her getting out of jail and stuff, I was kind of like, it was like, okay, and then I saw a lot of this talk about it. I'm like, why is all this talk? Well, I didn't realize there had been a change in the narrative, and a lot of people who have been advocating, a lot of people from, the younger generations, okay, who are saying, no, this is what was really going on here. This is what was going on here. It's not that she was conspiring with her mother. And I think because of the fact that I think she was like in her early 20s when they did unalive her mother. And so I think people thought, oh, well, she's in her early 20s, so she knows what's going on. She knows what's up. She, whatever. And so the narrative has definitely changed. Actually, let me just keep on moving, because there was another talk about narrative change too. And people are like, well, why is it when Monique was saying this and this and that, y'all don't believe her, but now Taraji is saying that y'all believe? I mean, I believed her back then too. But anyway, like I said, things change over time. The way we look at things change over time. And we can get into the details of what Monique was exactly talking about versus what Taraji was talking about. There were a lot of people who did stand with Monique, but y'all wasn't even on that whole wave back then of believe Black women. Okay, so a lot of y'all be saying, well, why didn't you wasn't on that wave either? Okay, so let's get to it, because y'all know I start to go off on a rant. Taraji not letting these people sleep. Okay, Taraji said, I got some more to say. Okay, y'all said y'all she saw the support when she spoke out about people not getting paid, because we know that Black women, we know that story all too well. Okay. Well, Taraji says she is not done. She's been coming out in other interviews and talking about how, as you seen this headline right here, this is from Baller Alert, and she says that on the Color Purple set, she had to advocate for them to get rental cars, and even furthermore, I saw this in The Root actually went on to talk about that she did have to advocate for them to get a certain amount of pay. Now, before y'all get into trying to get on Oprah about this, Oprah is a producer. Okay, I do not believe as a producer they really have anything to. They don't set, I don't think, the price, the fees, or none of that type of stuff. Okay, but so Taraji, she's not letting them sleep. Taraji said, no, y'all gonna hear me. Okay, so Taraji, like I said, it's been a few articles that have come out and she's talked about having to advocate again for things that, what I mean, people just assume are that actors and actresses are getting. I tell people all the time, fame does not always equal fortune. You know what I mean? And she even talks about in the new, well, a lot of these articles, the New York Times and other articles saying that even with this, she almost had to walk away from The Color Purple. That she almost had to walk away from this set, because the money is time that it was funny, it wasn't funny. You know what I mean? But even in some people, like it says here about the rental car things, I'm gonna stay because I know some people will take this out of context. But anyway, she was talking about how she says here, they gave us rental cars, and I was like, I can't drive myself to set in Atlanta. This is an insurance liability. It's dangerous. In Atlanta, there's been this big wave of people getting robbed, people's cars being broken into. Remember when you saw Tamar Braxton's car was broken into? They don't give a damn, especially, if you're a celebrity, of course, then they're gonna you're more recognizable. They assume that you probably have jewelry on you, whatever, all these things. So, she said, what do I look like taking myself to work by myself? Okay, by myself, keyword, in a rental car. So I was like, can I get a driver or security to take me? At the very least, I'm not asking for the moon. They're like, well, if we do it for you, we got to do it for everybody. She's like, and just the same thing I thought was what she said. Well, do it for everybody. It's stuff like that, stuff I shouldn't have to fight for. I was on the set of Empire fighting for trailers that weren't infested with bugs, like just stuff that if they put whatever name, whatever white, I gotta say a little differently because you know how the internet be, actress, they wouldn't be having to fight for none of that. And she talked about how like I said in the beginning, she talked about how she almost had to walk away from The Color Purple because the stuff wasn't, stuff wasn't right. The stuff wasn't right. Let me go ahead and pull that up here real quick too, because I was trying to pull it up and then I don't know what happened. But this actually is Revolt TV that I'm quoting from here. But she said, and again, this New York Times interview, and she said, talking about how she had auditioned for The Color Purple. Now, I saw her talk about this before. And she said, oftentimes in the industry, you can be the director's choice, but not the studio. So I had to audition. Okay. Keyword here, director, not studios. Okay. We got to figure, people just we want to blame Oprah for all this. But anyway, so she said, so she had to check her ego. Now, I've seen her talk about this before. She's like, why am I auditioning? I mean, I get the singing because there's nothing out there that shows me singing like that, but I had to sing, dance, and they read me. I was like, ouch. But and I should say, she goes on to say, I almost had to walk away from the color purple. I haven't had a raise since 2018's Proud Mary, and I still didn't get a raise. They don't care. They're always looking for a deal and trying to pay you the least amount. So this, of course, we saw, everyone saw the viral interview that she did where she was brought to tears and she was telling, Gayle King that, she's not getting what she deserves. And that she's tired of every single time having to fight for things that should really just be the standard. I'm glad that Taraji is still not backing down on this. I'm glad that she's being asked furthermore to talk about it, because it's things that are happening, to Black women in every sector. And so when Taraji is saying all this, she's not just even speaking for herself. She's really speaking for all of us. Okay. I was like, I was going to go into the whole Katt Williams thing, but like, I'm kind of tired of talking about him at this point. I talked about a little bit earlier when I played the Bernie Mac clip, and I shared the times when I've had content and stuff. Oh, what I did want to say is when I was looking at Katt Williams tickets, when this interview first dropped, there was so many damn tickets. To the point where I was like, is this real? Is he really coming here? I don't even want to look, because I know them tickets are probably gone, overpriced. People are about to oversell. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad. I ain't mad, but I'm just saying, if I snag some, I might do something. I might do a little something for y'all. I might. Okay, so we go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you all for tuning in and rocking with me. Y'all know, as I said, I have a cold, as you could probably hear. I'm a little stuffy and all that. Okay, but I appreciate y'all rocking with me. I will have a special announcement this upcoming Monday. I have a special announcement. I am doing a live show. I haven't done a live show since about 2019. 2019. Oh, you know what? Actually, I did have, wait. I did have this. I got a couple more things. I lied. Before I wrap this up, but I haven't done a live show since 2019, y'all. And so I decided, for Black History Month, you want to do something special for our month, and they already give us a short ass month in the first place. So I was like, I want to do something special. So we're going to do a live show. So I'm going to announce Monday who the special guest will be. Like I said, you can't be announcing stuff too early because people will jack your stuff. And see, I'm the type of person too where I'm like, if I see something and I think it's a good idea, I'll be like, do you want to collab? You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing too, that people be so driven by ego and not leading by the spirit. Okay, that's why they want to jack. Instead of being like, hey, I like that, I saw what you did, let's collab. It's no, I gotta do it. I gotta have my name on it. Like I tell people all the time, everybody copies everybody. I use the example of The View. Everybody copies everybody. You look at The View, right? And then you had The Real. Then you had The Talk. Then you had The Chew. Then you had the whatever the hell else. You know what I mean? They came after that. So, at the same time, while you can't get too caught up in it, when it comes to stuff like stealing a whole joke or stealing a whole content, yeah, you feel some type of way about that. I mentioned this earlier on the show. This is a reintroduction of a segment that I used to do back in the day. I used to do an after show called What Say Ye after my show, Miss Margaret Live. And so we're bringing this back. I saw, it was actually a friend of mine who posted this on their Facebook page. I thought it was interesting. Point of discussion. They said, do not send your child to my house. They were sharing, the hairstylist posted this. Why did I read it like this? Do not send your child to my house hungry while getting their hair done. They will starve. Food is too high and y'all paying for a hairdo, not a meal or a snack. Your child is not finna eat my baby snacks because we don't get snacks. Let me just pause. Because the first thing I thought of, what the hell happened to customer service? What the hell happened to customers? This is why a lot of people are tired of going to hairstylists. And I have no problem with a hairstylist who does stuff out the house, but y'all are chipping away way too much at just the basis of customer service. My stylist got all type of snacks. It don't cost too much or whatever, you could go to the dollar store or whatever and get a little snacks just to have. You will have customers come back again and again by just basic customer service. My stylist, she got bottled water. Okay, she got snacks. She got canned, whatever it is, because she does from kid to adult hair. Ain't no problem. People like just even as being offered a simple bottle of water. Now, am I saying that, get this scenario that, you know what I mean, you whatchamacallit, or you should send your child there expecting a whole dang on meal? No. But as someone who clearly has kids, as this style saying, then she knows that a lot that trying to get your child from A to B 8 times out of 10 is not a simple thing. You know what I'm saying? You rush, you trying to get them up. Okay, they dead asleep. You know what I'm saying? So you a lot of times you trying to get them, especially something on time or whatever. Sometimes that snack get missed, that meal get missed or whatever. And you mean to tell me that it wouldn't make it easier if the baby is hungry to just say, here's a fruit snack? Here's what you just keep that on deck. Because to me, as a customer who's already tired of paying for half-ass service, that's going to keep me coming back. That's going to keep the experience. It's the experience, okay? You mean I would think that your child, it would be easier to say, here's a pack of goldfish than to have the child sitting there starving and uncomfortably moving all around. To me, that seems more stressful on you. Like, this ain't the flex that you think it is saying this. This definitely make me want to send my kid to you, because that to me, it's just you just sounding like F your kids. I don't like that. Why would I want to put my child in someone's space who kind of has this type of mentality? Because realistically too, when you're paying for something, yeah, I'm paying for the service technically, but really that payment is also going to what you pay to keep the space to be able to do the hair. You're paying a stylist. A part of which they're paying for is what's calculated in that is the fact that I got to pay this space, whatever. So no, I'm paying for hair, but I'm paying for the dang on experience. I'm paying for whatever the heck happens. And if you want to keep customers coming back, okay, give them the experience. Now, there are some people who don't give a damn. There are some people who don't care about hair care. This is definitely not giving hair care. This is definitely have your hair dang near. You better have your hair parted, okay? You better have your hair comb rolled. If you come in here to get it sewn, I'm just putting the hair in. That's what this is giving. No, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And like I said, if you're having a pattern of people sending their kids to you coming starving, yeah, that's weird and a problem. But I don't think that's what this is. I think you thought this was some type of flex or whatever, and you don't get stamps. Okay. Neither does my friend, but she's still gonna have snacks. Okay, you still gonna have snacks. I'm gonna tell you what, and a good hairstyle is gonna have room for that. Anyway, okay, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up for the day. I actually have to get this dang on Christmas tree out of the house and onto where you can't just dump them anywhere. It's not a fake tree, this is a real tree, so you got to actually take it to the place. I'm gonna leave y'all with this moment. We're gonna start being like moments we love, okay, of the week. Moment we love of the week. It could be someone reading somebody down. It could be a heartfelt moment. Anytime I see a moment of a black woman putting a white woman in place, I love it. Okay, now if y'all are fans, y'all can see. Y'all still seeing what I got going on here. Y'all are fans of on the Real Housewives series. Actually, if you're fans of the Jamie Foxx show, then Fancy, okay? And Fancy is on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, which I already was like nervous for her going on there with all those, women, okay? But we love this moment. This moment right here needs to be on a dang on shirt. Shout out to you, Garcelle. Okay, I'm gonna play this for y'all real quick. We wrap up this show. Actually, do I even have this up here? Surely do not. We're gonna wrap this up with this moment we love from the week.
Because you just attacked me.
I did not attack you. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. I did not attack you.
Like that was a attack.
This girl, Dorit, lives in a bit of a bubble. Just triggers me. We live in a world now. We're aware. We're woke. Whatever you want to say, and I feel like she's not in that world. Just for the record, I didn't attack you. We were having a conversation.
Okay.
So,
But it felt like you were suggesting that I was deliberately trying
Yes.
to hurt her and
I wasn't
embarrass her.
suggesting. I actually said it.
Exactly.
Right, but that's not an attack.
It feels.
There's a different thing than an attack.
Garcelle, okay.
No,
I don't mean
listen.
attack. What's a good word?
I don't know
What's
what's a
a
good
better
word, but I feel like for you and your privilege, I can't.
What does that mean?
It means you're white, and the words are different. They have different connotations. They have different meanings. Okay, the word of attack has a different meaning when it comes from a white woman to a black woman. It just does. I don't think Dorit meant to hurt Garcelle, but it does hurt Garcelle.
Garcelle, I'm very, very sorry that I've triggered a nerve and I've offended you or upset you or any of it. And I would love to have a conversation with you about it.
I'm good.
No,
I'm
Garcelle,
good.
honey,
Nope,
there's
I'm good.
not.
I'm good. I'm not here to educate you. I'm not.
Period. Thank you.
Well, I think you have.
Thank you. Well, and she did.
But it's on you.
Okay, because black people and black women no more. Right. I'm not here to educate you. There's too many resources. The fact that the other white woman in the room got it, okay, immediately. If you said it right now, it's because you're white, she black, and the meanings have different words. It's very simple. They only make it complicated when the whole, like she said, with your privilege and trying to go into like the white woman tears. And I'm not, instead of just taking the education and just leaving it at that, because of whatever it challenges or what they think they have to admit, you know what I'm saying? What she's simply telling you is that your privilege that you've had all your life, right? Okay, is even allowing you to even use this word attack. You know what you're doing. You know I didn't attack you, but of course you're going to use that word because using it as a black woman paints this narrative of me, of the stereotype, right? And it continues to allow you to look innocent, like you didn't say or do something harmful. Thank you, Garcelle. Okay, for being the black woman that we all need to see. Okay, and for handling that, because those situations are so exhausting, especially when she don't have no backup. There's no other black person sitting in that room. Now, I thought they were supposed to have another black person. What happened to I thought Will Smith's ex-wife, the first ex, well, because him and Jada are still married, but Sheree, I thought she was supposed to be up on there helping Garcelle out. We gotta look into that. All right, y'all. Thank you all for tuning in. Once again, like I said, dibbling and dabbling with the new time. We probably this ain't the time. I always said Saturdays aren't the time, so I don't even know why. But anyway, we're testing some things out with this month. Like I said, I was supposed to be off this month. I wasn't even supposed to be dealing with y'all. I wasn't even supposed to be messing with y'all. But it's actually a good time because February is really when the season officially starts. So I don't know. I'm gonna probably keep going live, testing things out. And so, we're gonna keep rocking and rolling. Anyway, y'all have a good Saturday. I'm gonna try to get some rest today because, like you guys can hear, I'm super stuffy and it is not feeling good. And tune in next time to Miss Margaret Live in the Morning. Make sure you follow me and subscribe to me on YouTube. We'll see you next time.